It's been the source of controversy since the pandemic. Tonight, St. Louis leaders see a grant program aimed at helping small city businesses and nonprofits is back on track. Here's First Alert 4's Chief Investigator Lauren Traeger.
The St. Louis Development Corporation today voted on key changes to what entities will be getting these pandemic-related funds. This after years of scrutiny and pauses to the program. SLDC moving forward with doling out close to $25 million to around 40 businesses and nonprofits, including some familiar names like the Herbert Hoover Boys and Girls Clubs, Annie Malone, and Sweetie Pie's Upper Crust. But some of the initial grant awards, which drew the most controversy, including those with family member connections to an SLDC board member and a former mayor, were rescinded from consideration. Still, a letter sent by some business owners Thursday continues to question the selection process and why money is being doled out amidst an ongoing audit of the program. The deadline to spend all the money is the end of this year, or the federal government could claw it back. A spokesperson for the state auditor confirms they're getting closer to wrapping up their audit of that program. There is also still an ongoing federal lawsuit challenging the grant program, so we'll certainly continue to track that. I'm Lauren Traeger. First Alert 4 investigates.